One day out, how am I feeling? There's a lot of emotions, you know. I think when you go through a bodybuilding prep specifically, there's just so much that goes into it, especially for somebody like me who has family, businesses, so many other obligations. I feel like there's a lot riding on it just because it wasn't just me who got myself to this place. There's a lot of people that helped me, the people I train with, my coach, my family, fucking Phil over here, just like coming in clutch. So it does have that weight of like, you're not just doing it for you, like you've had so many people that have either put up with your low energy or they've helped you push through a workout or they help you formulate a plan to be your best. And that's the culmination of that, right? And so, I think it's, for me, it's a lot because it's all those feelings coming together and also trying to get through the day of like one day out, registration, tanning, like taking photos for Cal, getting my meals in. So there's like a lot going on mentally, but also like logistically. So I think the biggest thing I'm doing is just trying to balance it and take it like in stride and just embrace the moment, because at the end of the day, like the work's been done. I have to show up my best tomorrow and let the cards fall as they may. I think for me, I just like, it's tough too, because it's like one day out, but it's also 2 days out from the pro show, which I also like really, really want to be doing. So it's a lot of mental things happening for me right now that I'm trying to balance. But overall, I feel freaking great. I think I'm ready. I think I've done the work, and it's my time, dude. It's just fucking my time. All right, guys, it is show day, and we are ready. We have meal number one. I got up at about 5:15. Didn't sleep that much after like 2 a.m. just because show day. It's hard to, thinking about a lot of stuff. But woke up at about 5:15, got some photos over to Cal, tanned at 6:15. It's like 20-minute drive, drove back here. It's about 7:30 right now, 7:26. So we're getting literally very easy to digest meal down. 12 ounce of rice, one full serving of that seed butter, so about 18 grams of fat, and then 2 dates, 40 grams. So that is like exactly 100 carb. So we're doing 100 carb. I'm gonna do a little bit of basically a carbolin paste. So it's like electrolytes and carbohydrates, just to get the electrolytes in because I'm dehydrated, and so I don't cramp. And then we're gonna wait to leave here until probably about 8. Maybe closer to like 7:50. Get to the venue by like 8:10. Get backstage by like 8:15. They want us there at 8, but 8:15 I think is totally fine. And then we're gonna fucking see what we can do out there. But it's crazy. It's literally like an hour and a half till I'm on stage. So I'm gonna crush this meal and relax for like 15 minutes, and then we gotta hit the road. So I will see you guys in a few. Oh man. Mentally, after last year's outcome at USA's, getting second, the biggest adjustment I think I've made is just like that I belong. And if I can think like that, like I own the show and I show up like that, at the end of the day, like, I could lose, but if I have that mindset, like I own the fucking stage and I'm meant to be there and I'm meant to win, then like that's not gonna be the thing that hurts me. I think when a lot of people like let doubt creep in, anxiety, obviously nerves, you're gonna potentially be like, could have been the winner, but like if that affects your posing, you're shaking on stage, you're sweating, that's gonna be something that gets docked. So like the thing I can do that's in my control is go out there, just ham it up, like own the stage, really just like make the crowd love me, make the judges love me. And sure, there might be somebody that's a little bit more conditioned me, but maybe a little bit more heavily muscled or whatever it is. But like if I go out there and just like own it, I know that that's not what's going to keep me from winning. So I think the biggest thing for me is that confidence, and that's the biggest change. Is just like USA's last year was like, I literally said before the show, like, oh, like if I get like first call out, like that's pretty sick. Whereas this year it's like, that's not like first call out, like I'm winning the show, like that's the only option.
Okay, sounds good. All right. First up, number 220, Eric Janicki.
All right, gentlemen. Let's have 220 and 204 switch. 220 and 204 switch.
What?
Yeah, go ahead. All right. Front double bicep. Front lat spread. Quarter turn right. Side chest. Back double bicep. Spread out a little bit. All right, take the pose now. Back lat spread. Quarter turn right. Side tricep. Abs and thighs. Most muscular. Front double bicep. Front lat spread. Side chest. Back double bicep. Back lat spread. Side tricep. Abs thighs. Most muscular. You got it. Thank you, guys.
I think the biggest thing is remembering this is a choice. Bodybuilding is a choice, just like almost anything else in your life. If you have chosen to be a bodybuilder, then you have to embrace like the hardest, the best parts and the worst parts. Like there's the great parts where you look in the mirror and you're like, you're at the gym and you're freaking 5% body fat and you're like, whoa, like that's insane. But that also comes at the cost of getting that lean, right? So everything's a choice, everything's a decision. Like I can't take people seriously when they're like, oh, like this is so hard and I hate this. I'm like, well, if you hate it, you probably shouldn't be doing it, to be realistic. So like you have to embrace the lows to like, you like when people see people like drop to their knees when they get their Ifbb Pro card and like cry, it's because it's not because like it's just that moment of like, oh, I did it. They're thinking back to the like 10,000 moments that they wanted to quit but didn't, like almost like falling off the stair climber, not wanting to go to a workout. Like all of these moments like come to fruition and they're like, wow, like I did it. And I think bodybuilding is very much like that. It's a very hard mental game, just as much as it is physical, and I'd say 10 times as more mental than it is physical, because you have to like push through those moments where you're like, you want extra food, you're hungry, you're depleted, and you just have to go train and like live in the moment and fucking suck it up. So that's the biggest thing I see is like, if you are not like treating this as a choice and you're treating it as a chore, like you're probably not gonna have much longevity in the sport and you probably don't love it that much. So it might not be for you. So that's how I look at it. I get through the hardest times because I'm like, I have a goal and this is probably gonna have moments that suck, but I'm here and like being at the gym this morning and looking at myself and be like, fuck yeah, I did that, dude. Like I did that. Is a very rewarding experience, and that experience for me is why I do this, because I always am a huge proponent of like the harder you work for something, the more rewarding it's going to be in the end. Like you put crazy amount of hours in your business, it's going to be 10 times more rewarding when it makes money than if you just got handed something by your parents, or your first car. Like you work your ass off for your first car and you know, do odd jobs and things like that. That car is going to mean so much more to you than the one that's just gifted to you. So like, that's what bodybuilding is for me, like earning that shit, because you can't buy 4% body fat. Like you have to fucking grit for that. All right, we are back at the Airbnb. I ate a meal, had a little bit of water, and then took a nap. And Phil was like, dude, when I came out to pee, can you film something? And I was like, I'm napping, bro. And he was like, dude, can you just film a quick clip, bro? And I was like, I'm napping, bro. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just film this clip because Phil's a legend and he deserves it. So, recap on prejudging. Definitely was like nervous this morning. I'd put so much fucking into this. So, going to the venue, I was like, oh my God, like, am I gonna be good enough? Am I tight enough? Am I have enough muscle? And I got there and I just like went to the bathroom where it was actually really good lighting, and I started like posing in there and like started tightening up and like just getting fuller and fuller. Just kept hitting some rounds and I just felt so much better, and I just made a decision. I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like I don't need to pump up. And that's one recommendation I give you guys. Like a lot of times I see amateurs especially like go crazy with the pump up, like fucking ripping pullovers. Their friends fucking got the band, under the heavy band under their foot, and they're like fucking rowing it and fucking doing heavy shit, like 100 push-ups. Like you're not gonna look that much different like with a pump, first of all. But second of all, you'll do that, they'll put you in line. You'll stand in line for like 10, 15 minutes, and then the pump's gone anyway, and now you're gassed. You're sweaty, and it's like all a bad thing. So what I would suggest, and it's just me, it's just like something that's helped me, like hit some rounds, because that's what you're gonna be doing on stage. So like you're gonna get harder and drier just by posing. Like not 100%, pose like 60%, 70%, and it'll just really start to like get you a lot harder for the stage. And then you don't have to worry about like holding a pump, because I used to do that. I'd be like pump up, and I'd be like, oh my God, like we're still in line, we're still in line, we're still in line. And then I go grab the bands again, and I fucking start again. I'm like, okay, chill. Like you're not gonna look like probably substantially almost any different, but if you go on stage gassed or sweaty, bad idea. So just like pose, stood in line. I will admit, I looked at the supers and I was like, okay, probably have the super heavyweight class. There's only 4 of us. And so I went out there, had a great time. I think my midsection control could have been better. He held us in our first front double, which I'm holding a vacuum for like 12 seconds. And I was like, after that. So I was like just like trying to like catch up after that. So tonight I really got to like be conscious that he might hold fucking poses for who knows how long, and I just got to be like really ready to like control that against the heavyweight. The heavyweight that won is very, very good, so I have to go up against him for the overall.
So we don't know who won, but like it's kind of like everybody knows it's me versus this other guy who's gonna win the heavyweight class. So he looks very good. I'm gonna be a lot more muscled than him. I'll probably outweigh him by about 40 pounds. I'm taller than him. He's very aesthetic. I wouldn't say I'm unaesthetic, but he's like probably a little bit more aesthetic. So it's gonna be apples and oranges. I'm gonna fucking pose my ass off. I'm not giving this fucking shit up now. Like I'm too fucking close. Like if you wanna fucking take it, you're gonna fucking have to take it. Like fucking rip it out of my cold dead hands. I'm not fucking kidding, dude. I'm gonna fucking pose my ass off. So I'm ready, dude. It's just like, I need to like just relax now. Stay off my feet, very light on the fluids. We're going like 1.5 liters between meals, which sounds like a lot for a guy my size. It's really not that much. Just because, you know, I'm like, you know, my muscles take a lot of water, especially when I'm posing and, you know, flexing and all that stuff. So we are gonna take a little bit more of a nap. I'm gonna get up, do some client check-ins and post a reel because you guys love my freaking highlighted muscle reels. Thank you guys for all the support on this. And then we are going to eat probably another meal around, I think Cal told me around 2. And then we're going to probably relax until I think 4-ish. And then I don't know if he's giving me one more meal or if that's gonna be it and it's gonna be like a little snack or something. After he sent me the update, so I'll check in with you guys. But next meal's around 2. Do a little like check-in posing for him, see where I'm looking like. I do feel like I'm just like drying out more and more as I go through the day, which is good. I just need to like make sure I'm conscious of like not cutting water too much because then I'll flatten out. Like one of my big, you know, benefits against this guy in the heavies is I'm bigger. So I need to like be fucking big and not like flatten out and like feel like I'm also not like pushing all the tissue against the skin and not looking as hard and full. So yeah, man, that's about it. It is about, what time does it feel? About 1? It's about like, I think somewhere between 12:30 and 1. I'm gonna go try to nap for like another 30 minutes. And then, yeah, we will try to sync this thing, get that pro card, and then have to do it all again tomorrow. But I was talking to Phil about it last night. Like if I get the pro card, I'm gonna be dangerous because I have nothing to lose. Like tomorrow, these guys are seasoned pros. Some of them have been pros for over 10 years. Like Stan, Beef Stew is now like in his 2nd or 3rd season, I think, as a pro. You've got John Jewett, who's a fucking Olympian who moved up to Open. Like, there's a lot of pressure on these guys to win this show, and I'm gonna come out and like be very like ready to like do battle. But sometimes when you have the pressure off, like nobody's gonna expect me to do anything. So if I can show up and be like, fucking, oh shit, like Eric looks kind of good next to like fucking John Jewett, like that's a big deal. So, so yeah, that's a game plan, guys. I gotta get the pro card though first, and I'm gonna do everything I can to do that. And yeah, I will see you guys at the next meal. I think winning my pro card for me is like a rite of passage into a place I didn't think like I belonged. I always was a fitness influencer. I always second guess like my ability to have like a great bodybuilding physique. You always hear about somebody, like you see some of these guys like Lee Priest, who was like a genetic freak at like 19 and competing and winning shows. You have like C-Bum, who was winning his first like Olympia at like 22, 23 years old. So like seeing as I worked in finance and then I was doing more of the fitness thing, and then I'm like 29, I'm like, all right, I really want to take bodybuilding seriously. It definitely put a lot of doubt in my mind, like whether I could really achieve even just a pro card. And so now to see myself, the mentality shift of like, yeah, the pro card is an inevitability, like in my head, like I truly believe that, has been fun for me because just looking back a few years, it was just like this golden goose that I just never thought I would achieve. And now it's like, okay, I feel like I deserve it. And then what's the next step? And so the pro card for me now is a stepping stone to maybe Olympia or something, you know, the top of like, you know, top 10 Olympia finish or something like that. Whereas a couple years ago it was like literally like maybe the highest point I could achieve in bodybuilding. And I think that's what's cool is like that mindset shift that I've created in myself based on my hard work.
4th place, number 204, Ken Eisner. 3rd place, number 206, Mike McLeod. go back there. Just take that off.
Okay, so how did I cope with the disappointment of not getting it last year, the pro card? I think the biggest thing for me, like I mean, Phil was there last year. He saw I was like fucking pissed for like 10 minutes, and then I was like so elated that people had come out to support me, and we went out to sushi, and we had like the best freaking time. Like literally smoked a joint outside and like had like a ton of sushi and just enjoyed our night. And woke up and had like donuts the next day. And yeah, like of course the competitor in me was so disappointed, like crushed. But the Eric in me was like, dude, fucking life is so great. Like I have this amazing family, these amazing kids. Like competing is such like a small part of my life in the sense of like, if I didn't have competing, like I'd have so much like abundance in my life. And if I let this, beyond this 10 minutes of just like, fuck this, like wear on me, then it's not gonna be conducive. But if I use it as fuel to say like, okay, I was freaking close, now let's shut the fucking door, let's put on another 15 pounds of tissue this off season and like grind for this win next year. And like, don't show up like I'm trying to get my pro card. Show up like I'm getting my pro card to then be in a pro show. And I think that's exactly what I've done. So I think I just have to, you know, have that energy. And I think that's the mentality I had. Like, yes, it was tough and it was like definitely a blow, but I see every single hardship as an opportunity. And like, that was like another opportunity for me not to rest on my laurels and be like, get back to fucking work. If I wasn't good enough to shut the door and win outright, like I probably wasn't good enough. So let's make it so this time, right now, I shut the door. Like I truly feel like I'm gonna walk on that stage and people are like, oh shit, like that guy is a problem, and for everybody. So let's see how that pans out tomorrow, knock on wood, but I feel really good about it. And I'm really appreciative of you guys following along on the journey. And I've gotten so many texts today and like DMs about like wishing me luck. And it's really cool to have so many people that are supporting me and wanting me to do really well. So thank you guys all and much love. And I can't wait to hopefully be holding up a pro card tomorrow and celebrating with you guys. So enjoy your night. I'm gonna have one more meal, enjoy this beautiful weather, probably hit my pre-roll that I got last night. I don't smoke very often, but like peak week, before show day, this freaking like weather and this scene right now, like it was just made for that. And so I'm gonna hit that, hit my last meal, get one more round of posing in, and it's gonna be bedtime, and then it'll be time to wake up, get my final coat of tan, and run this shit, man. So thank you guys again.
No, obviously.
Nine tricep.
5. Get it better, Joe. Oh, boots. Boots, Joe.
Add the time.
Come on, let's go up. Get it better.
Most muscular.
Let's go.
And relax.
Come on.
Right line spread.
É sua, Marcelo. Come on, you got teeth down there.
Side chest.
Não deixa eles andarem pra frente.
Oh, it's muscular. All right, Corey.
What do you say, Ron? Should we give him 30 seconds on the clock?
Go for it.
Let's go, Posey! Man, who you guys got out there? And guess what? I got the winner right here in my hand. All right, your winner, the overall winner for bodybuilding at the Vancouver Pro-Am Pro Qualifier, and getting their Ifbb Pro card and ability to go and compete tomorrow is none other than number 250!
All right, guys, back at the Airbnb. Not the outcome that I was wanting or expecting today. So took second in the overall. I mean, they don't tell you second, but it was pretty clear it was between me and the heavyweight overall winner. So I won the super heavyweight division, which was like, not a huge deal for me just because it wasn't super competitive. But then overall, yeah, it was just kind of like apples and oranges. I was a lot bigger, had arguably better flow, wider frame. He was out conditioning me from the rear, especially from the waist down. Waist up was pretty much synonymous, and like just completely out muscled him. But yeah, I mean, he also had won a Canada show like 2 weeks ago. He's from there, so yeah, who knows? I mean, it's too hard to like speculate these things, but we'll pop some photos up of the overall comparisons. And yeah, I mean, my posing was on point. I wasn't breathing heavily. I wasn't like letting my midsection go at all. Like everything was perfect, and they put me in the middle, so I started on the second, like one away from the middle, and then they moved us around. I got moved into the middle, so I was like, oh, I got this. Like it's over. And so hit all my poses the way I wanted to hit them, and that's just how the cards fall sometimes. And yeah, it's I definitely have my moment. You can probably see the tears on my face, but I mean, when you put so much into something, you make so many sacrifices to get to a certain goal, and you like in your head you feel like you're a pro, and to like lose again is just, yeah, it's tough, man. It's really tough. So I'm just like gonna take some time, think about it. I think the logical play would be to do USA's in 2 weeks, which is a national qualifier. So I'd compete again as a super heavy, and if I win my class there, I get a pro card. So it probably makes sense for me to just do that because I'm literally 2 weeks away, and I might as well just do it. But yeah, I just like, this is a really tough moment for me, considering everything I put into this. Like it's also like taking away from like my energy, my time for my family, my time for my business, my time for like my friends, like my flexibility in my eating. Like I can't go out to dinner with my wife. Like there's so much you give up to like do this sport, and then to like come so close so many times. Yeah, it's just like, it's pretty fucking demoralizing. So yeah, I mean, this is the fucking raw truth of it, dude. Like it's not as sunshine and rainbows as maybe you'd think it is. And it's sick to get lean and fucking look good, but at the end of the day, the sport is brutal. Like it's unforgiving. It's really, really mentally taxing. It's arduous. It's a lot of cardio, a lot of low calories, low energy days. Just trying to figure out like little hacks to try to not like wake up in the middle of the night hungry. Like there's a lot that goes into the sport, and I don't know, maybe I mean, I'm not a fucking bitch. I'm still gonna go for the pro card, but I have to like really like reassess after that what this really brings to my life. And I know I can be good, but like, I don't know if I can be great. You know, I think there's part of me, I'm like, dude, there's guys that fucking turn pro and start winning Olympias like fucking Chris Bumstead at like fucking pro at 20, 21, Olympias at 23. It's like, am I real? Like, I would have, feel like I would have known if I was cut out for this, like at this point. Like, yes, I'm like a very aesthetic, I get it, but like bodybuilding is different. It's not just about being like, you know, Greek proportions, abs, like I have all that, right? Like I'm a big guy. It's also to do with like it's conditioning, graininess, what kind of drugs you're willing to do and for how long. There's a lot that goes into it that isn't just as simple as like who looks better, right? So yeah, definitely like if you want to get in the sport, if you're just trying to be like casual and like do, you know, amateur shows and like have some fun with it and like push yourself and like gives you a metric to work towards, like sure, like, but really like think about it if you're gonna like try to like really go for it, because it's a quite the investment, like mentally, emotionally, health wise. So yeah, I'm just fucking yapping, but I just feel like I owe it to you guys. Like 99% of me doesn't want to be filming this right now. I just want to be like sitting watching a fucking show or just taking a fucking, like, dude, I did this before. Like I did this video for you guys before I like even washed this fucking tan off my body, just because you guys are so supportive, and I wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff I do without you. I wouldn't be able to afford this trip or done this show in the first place. So like it's all thanks to you guys, and I feel like that's why I'm out here filming this, and I definitely feel like I let everybody down, including myself. So yeah, we'll see what happens, see how the cards fall in 2 weeks at USA's. Hopefully if we post this, it'll be a little closer to that time. Maybe we'll be like, you know, 1 week out at that point. And we'll just be ready to peak again. So I think I gotta really dig for a little bit more conditioning, which is gonna suck. So I ate clean tonight, had a fucking like egg white rice and beef burrito, just because I'm like, yeah, if I fucking go crazy right now and eat like 8,000 calories of fucking like Ben & Jerry's ice cream and Indian food and stuff, then I'm probably gonna be like really behind the 8 ball for this upcoming dig. So I was like, let me just eat this. I'm gonna have my fruit thing after that and fucking sleep like a baby. Gonna go work out tomorrow with my boy Phil, maybe film some content for you guys, and then maybe if I have the fucking balls, maybe I'll show up to the night show to see some of the guys I was planning on competing against tomorrow night. So yeah, that sucks to say, it really does. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Love you, and thank you for the support always. And this title of this video is gonna be way less sick than it was supposed to be. So cool, it's probably a title like Eric's a fucking loser. So yeah, well, thank you guys for watching, even though this was not the outcome we all wanted. And I will see you guys on the next video, and hopefully the next video will be something closer to USA's, and then the video after that will probably be maybe me fucking winning a pro card. Who knows at this point, but I hope that's the outcome, and I hope you guys can be a part of that journey with me. So, Eric Janicki signing the fuck out.